a grandmother.
Women in leadership, business, and lifestyle.
I know I do. Sometimes it can be overwhelming.
Welcome to another segment of Lifi'n Talk. And Dr. Rose, welcome.
Thank you.
This morning.
Thank you.
And I thought that we would hit a powerful topic, but before we do that, I want to ask for those that are watching to please consider subscribing to this channel and hit the like button and share. And also, if you have any thoughts, any comments that you would like to tell us about, please do so in the comment box, because we are here to empower you, to give you some life coaching fuel. And our hope is that you just walk away with some aha moments that you can apply in your own life, because that's what we're here for, each and every segment. So today I want us to talk about something that we all have, and I tell you what, sometimes it's hard. So it's about outgrowing life patterns, patterns in our lives. And so also you could kind of maybe think about it about habits. What kind of habits or patterns do you have? And how to break those and how to form new patterns, because after all, it is a new year.
Yes.
And how do you form new patterns in your life? So that's what we're going to briefly talk about today. And as we talk about the patterns in our life, I think most importantly, and Dr. Rose, I want you to expand on that, but most importantly, have you even taken a look at that lately? Have you done a self-assessment lately? So I would encourage each and every one of you to do that. Do a self-assessment just on the subject of patterns in your life. So why do I keep on repeating? Why does that repeat button, doggone it, happen every single time? I thought I broke it. So what we need to do first and foremost is identify some things that we keep on repeating. It could be with people, places, and things. And also, guess what? It's connected to your why. Why do I do it? Why? So that's what we're here to talk about. And I think it's important to start with the basics of you writing down. And that's the beauty, again, of a life coach, because, as you have sessions with a life coach, it really can be so eye-opening. You're going to have many, many, many aha moments, because it's another perspective. It's, our role is to help you find your purpose, your passion, and develop a new you, because we also help with designing a blueprint or a life plan for you. So it is powerful to do the work in you, because that's how we create momentum. But it happens step by step. And it is a process. It doesn't happen overnight. But anything worth achieving is worth doing the work. So, Dr. Rose, what would you say about this whole topic? Because we could most definitely dive pretty deep on that.
Liz, thank you so much. This is a great topic. I'm sort of being going back in time of another episode that you had talked about the SWOT.
Yes.
Understanding your strengths, your weaknesses, your opportunities, also recognizing threats. when we think about SWOT, and most time you look at this on a business perspective, assessing your business or your idea. But when we're talking about the personal assessment, here is where you are identifying what are your own personal strengths, what are your own personal weaknesses.
Correct.
You know, what are the things that's threatening me? I'm feeling lonely, and so I eat. I'm eating all the time. I'm feeling frustrated. I'm disappointed. I didn't get the promotion that I assumed belonged to me. And so therefore, there are things that comes into our life. And so we've got to get rid of, because that's a bad pattern. It's a bad habit. It is a hang up that is keeping us from moving further in life. And so patterns, you know, as one that was a former dressmaker, and when I first started working before I went into the medical industry.
I didn't know that.
Yes, I was a dressmaker.
Wow.
And so I even worked in a textile mill where I did draperies. I was a bottom hemmer. And I loved dressmaking, and I had to use patterns. And there are different pieces of the pattern. And we sometimes, if we put a piece of that paper pattern in the wrong place, it will mess up what you're trying to create. You know, so if you try to put the sleeve of the pattern onto the leg of the pattern, you're making a pair of slacks, you're going to mess that pattern up altogether. So there are things that needs to be identified as being out of place. Remove it, find where it is supposed to be, and put it in its rightful place. Then you've got a beautiful, beautiful piece of work.
That is a mouthful in itself, and quite powerful that you said that. So I don't know if I could add any more to that other than, you know, I would say that you're never past starting something new. So breaking habit or breaking those patterns really start with doing the work, identification, and you know what, changing that mindset. So it's mindset, it's setting goals, it's identification, and then strategies to get you from where you are, identifying those patterns that you keep on repeating to get you to get over that hump and try new things, set new behaviors, or get new patterns. So where do you want to start? Start with one today. Start with one, because as Dr. Rose mentioned, yes, the SWOT is done from really both perspectives, in my opinion, both personal and based on an entrepreneur mindset. But it really identifies all areas in your life, because we've got our personal life and then we've got our professional life. A lot of times it really intertwines, most of the time, really, I would say. So if you can start identifying, just starting with one, what would that be? I would pose the question to you, what would that be? For me, for example, this year, I want to try new things. I have a list of new things that I want to try, and I am working on doing that. And so from a personal perspective, from a professional perspective, I want to achieve more this year professionally. I want to expand. And so how am I going to do that? That's my task for this year, is making new patterns. So that is the question that I want to pose to each and every one of you. Identification, setting goals, and recognizing that it is one step at a time. And so this segment was to give you some food for thought on this topic. Obviously, there's so much more that we could elaborate on, but for time purposes. So if you have any comments, please share in the comment box, and know that, you know what, this is a station on the channel that is here for you each and every day. And so with that said, any final thoughts, Dr. Rose?
Self-assessment is the greatest gift you could ever have. Looking inward and then working to become better. And don't forget, pull others in that love you enough to help you to become the better you that will actually become your accountability partner.
That's powerful. And I would add to that, don't be afraid to look in the mirror.
Yeah.
You know, take a good hard look.
Yeah.
And you know what? Looking back at yourself on the day that you do it doesn't mean that you're going to look the same each and every day.
That's right.
Because when you create new habits or new patterns, you're going to blossom, and you're going to look like a totally different person. So who do you want to be? Think about that today. So with that, thank you so much, Dr. Rose, for being here.
Thank you.
Again. And I hope that you all have a wonderful day. So until next time, bye-bye.
Bye-bye now.